So, welcome to the Ramsah podcast by Ajman University, our Be Career Ready series, where we're bringing inclusive insights and ideas and advice from top leaders, recruiters, and HR professionals. Today, we're diving into the ultimate guide to making an impact in the professional world. So, whether you're looking for your first job, whether you're looking for your next career move, whether you're looking to build your relationship capital, this is the place to be. And today at the Careers Fair, we've got more than 70 companies joining us today, scouting for future talent. I'm really excited to have you here today with us, Amit. So joining us today is Amit Arora from Arada, the Chief Operating Officer, who's going to be sharing his valuable insights on how job seekers can position themselves for success in the job market. So let's get started. Amit, it's been a long time coming. It's a real pleasure to have you with us today. I know you've moved things around to be with us this morning, but welcome and thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having me here. It's really a privilege to be interacting with the leaders of the future and being part of the Career Fair at Ajman University.
Amazing. I'm really pleased that Arada was able to join us today, not least as a gold sponsor. So that's amazing. And I know that we've just come off the back of an MOU signing, so the partnership is real. How do you feel about jumping straight into questions?
Go ahead.
Yeah. So we're here today because it's a careers fair, a competitive job market in the UAE. From your perspective, as somebody who's seen talent coming through your organization and you're looking for talent all of the time, what do you think are the top skills and qualities that really make people stand out at the moment?
I think it's a competitive market, and that's where everyone needs to be very clear on where they're headed. So having a vision or an aspiration is vital.
Yeah.
And then working towards that goal. So Rome was not built in one day, and obviously you've got to set yourself steps that you work towards, or a goal that you're always targeting.
Yeah.
And the skills, the will, and then obviously the upskilling of all the new technology that's coming our way needs to be embraced wholeheartedly. And then one thing leads to the other. So Arada is a part of the student ecosystem with Nest Student Campus.
Yeah.
And obviously we're fully embracing the community, and we want to give the students and leaders of the future the opportunity to be part of our wonderful organization as well.
Amazing. Now, what you just said, the skills that really make people stand up, people can make mistakes in this process, right? And that's part of the learning process. So what do you think are the common mistakes that you've seen candidates make, and what are the things that you kind of advise people to try and avoid?
I think it's important to do your research. Nowadays, everything is available in the public domain. And if you are targeting a specific company, it's important to look at the company's positioning, its purpose, its vision, mission, values, and then making sure that they align with your own values.
Yeah.
And if there is an alignment, then clearly there's a match.
Yeah.
And that's when you can be proactive and pitch yourself as a potential candidate, or really engage in activities that the company is doing in the public domain and be visible there. I mean, LinkedIn is a great tool. And in the online space, you can do your research, you can see the trends and the posts that the company is putting out, and maybe comment on those and follow the leaders of those companies. That really creates opportunities.
So research is key.
Absolutely.
I think that's really important. But I think, is it worth mentioning that candidates can make mistakes, and it's okay to make mistakes, and it's part of the process?
It is part of the process. It is part of the learning. No one's perfect. So those mistakes, as long as you're learning from them and you're becoming a better individual, as you said, that is a part of the process.
Yeah. Amazing. Okay, you mentioned tech.
Yes.
And with tech, everybody talks about AI and generative AI.
Yeah.
How is that impacting your business as an organization? And because of that, what do you recommend candidates do to stay ahead?
Candidates need to embrace technology, continuously upskill. It's not like an option anymore. You need to be using those tools in your day-to-day studies, in your thesis, in your research. I mean, we were talking about ChatGPT, and as of 2 weeks ago, there's DeepSeek now on the market. Yeah. And that's just the beginning. Yeah. So upskilling is essential, and not to be complacent and overconfident, but really be open to the new technologies that are coming our way and utilizing them in our day-to-day learnings and whatever research you're working on.
Because the premise around Arada is all smart, right? The homes are smart, the
Absolutely.
community's smart.
Absolutely.
Even to the point where I've seen there's smart systems to manage mosquitoes.
Yes, we put a lot of emphasis on technology. We're a tech-first company, so we're building apps even for our student community. We've got the Nest app for our F&B patrons. We've got the loyalty app. So we're embracing technology. And nowadays, people want information available on their fingertips. So they want to program whatever preferences you have, and then it's reorder or just find that information at the click of a button. So yeah, Arada really puts a lot of emphasis. We have a very strong technology team in-house as well, and we're constantly evolving and embracing the new technology that's coming our way.
And that's the thing, right? Arada is a real estate company, but it has all of the facets of a huge organization where if you're thinking about a place to go,
Yes,
you don't have to be a real estate specialist or an architect to work at Arada. You can be anyone with any kind of specialism.
absolutely. So I would say we're a conglomerate and we have many divisions, one of them being the hospitality and entertainment division, which was newly formed and is now really building a world-class portfolio. We've got hotels that are soon to open, the student campus, Nest, that you're aware of. We've got our food and beverage brands. There's a lot of emphasis on entertainment, the Masar cycling track, the Al Jada skate park, all the events that we put on in the community. So absolutely, we're not just focusing on brick and mortar, we're focusing on the lifestyle, and we want our residents and members to lead a healthy and happier lifestyle. So it's everything that happens around the building is as important as what happens in the building. Arada's purpose is connected life, and that's what we aspire to do in every single endeavor.
So that one of the things that we try and tell students and graduates to remember is work doesn't have to be work. Work can be life.
Absolutely.
Right? And that's really important. That's the way you start to enjoy what your career
That
can
won't
potentially
if you really find a job that you're passionate about, it won't feel like a job. So you're going to wake up in the morning and you're going to want to go there and make a difference.
Yeah.
And so that doesn't happen on your first job. But if you have a passion and you work towards that, eventually you're going to build an amazing career. And I think we're very blessed to live in the UAE. There's so much opportunity. The markets are growing. All the Emirates are flourishing. So I think anyone in this part of the world is really at the right place at the right time and has a very bright future ahead.
Yeah, agreed. Now, you and I, we did an MOU signing this morning, so we've run around the corner to sit down and have this conversation today. But one of the things that we've talked about is internships, volunteering opportunities, and why they're really important.
Absolutely.
In your opinion, as well as internships, what else can students do to make themselves career ready?
A number of things. I mean, volunteering is a big one. As you remember, last year in October, we had the Pinktober Festival in Al Jada, where we had more than 3,500, 4,000 people visiting every day. And we needed to bring in some volunteers. So we reach out to our strategic partners like the Ajman University and we'll say, hey, we've got a 3-day event. Does anyone want to come and volunteer? Sometimes there's jobs that are part-time jobs. Other times there's just voluntary opportunities. And I really recommend the students to look at that. And that's something you can mention on your CV, that you were at an event in Al Jada or in one of the real estate developments and you participated. And that's how you build credibility. So you need to really do a couple of those part-time jobs, internships, but also voluntary activities vital.
Okay. And we're at a fair where we're talking about relationship capital. So you might not find your job today, but today is about building connections.
Absolutely.
And we've connected off the back of what we stand for as organizations, institution and organization. What role do you think networking has to play in helping people find an opportunity? And just second part of that, what advice would you give to build meaningful connections? Because I think people connect on LinkedIn and it kind of feels like I've done my job.
Right.
But what can you do to make it meaningful?
It's quality over quantity. So it's not the sheer number of connections that you have, but the depth of those connections. So do you really follow that leader, engage with that person online, offline? It's not just about asking for a job, but finding out how they started in their career, maybe going in deeper and understanding how they made it to that level of excellence. You know, everyone's stepped up the career ladder at some point, and you want to understand what they did to make that difference and that leap in their career. And position yourself. And then when the opportunities come, then you're going to be in the forefront because you've already got a relationship in that organization. So networking, but also really following those people in what they do and being ready to also embrace challenges or opportunities when they come your way.
Really valuable advice. So takeaways from today: research, connect, volunteer your time, embrace tech, and find meaningful connections. I think that those are the takeaways from today's conversation. Is that fair?
Absolutely. And be a risk taker. There's no harm. Even if you get a rejection, that's not the end of the world. Several rejections will lead to one acceptance.
Yeah.
So I think you need to wear a thick fur coat and then just go out there and face the real world, because that's how it is in real life. You'll end up getting there, but you need to be persistent. And that would be the message.
Excellent. My granddad used to say, stars always align eventually. So
I'm a firm believer of that.
Yeah,
And we've just had the biggest alignment in the universe. All 7 planets aligned in January. And here we are discussing alignment. So
Exactly.
really privileged and honored to be here, Mohsen. Thank you so
Listen,
much.
Amit, thank you so much for an incredibly insightful conversation. We've learned some really valuable tips from you, from the skills that really truly make a difference and how you can take your steps to be career ready. So if you found this episode helpful, don't forget to share and follow. We're going to have more conversations with recruiters, industry experts, COOs and CEOs. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time on the Ramsah podcast by Ajman University. Thank you.
Thank you.